Hi, I'm Chris Moran, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the 4 different learning styles of your target market so you can know how to create substantially better performing sales copy, blog posts, email copy, and any other communications you have with your prospects or customers. It's important you learn this because statistically, your style of communicating only connects with about 25% of your target market. So if you follow along, you'll learn simple tricks to crafting your marketing content in a way that connects with 100% of your target audience. And when you do that, you enjoy much stronger connection with a larger audience and achieve higher conversions across the board. So let's get started so you can quickly learn how to do this. We're all different in the way that we take in information and learn things. And marketing is all about conveying information to your prospects and customers in a way that will compel them to take the action that you want them to take. It's very important that your advertising communicate in a way that gets the attention of your prospects, holds their attention, and conveys your message in a style that they'll comprehend and remember. It's all very, very important. So I'm going to show you how to do this in just a moment. But first, let's talk about why this is critical so that you can understand what kind of impact it can have on your conversions and profits. It's important that you learn the 4 learning styles so that you can create advertising that connects with 100% of your market. And what happens when you do that is your conversions will increase dramatically across the board. So I'll get into each of these in detail, but first I want to point out that we do this subconsciously. We don't choose our learning style per se. It's just something that's naturally occurring. It's just the manner in which our brains choose to process information. So you see, in our everyday life, we each predominantly use just one of these 4 learning styles that I'm going to show you. And not only do we take in information and learn through whatever style we naturally use, the important part is we also communicate through that same style. And that's the important part of what I'm going to show you. Because imagine this scenario. Imagine there's 100 people in a room and you're going to give a sales pitch to those 100 people in hopes of selling, of course, as many of them as you can. Okay, you want to sell as much as you can to these 100 people, of course. And statistically, though, there are 25 why learners in the group, and there's 25 what learners in the group. There are 25 how learners in the group, and then there are 25 what if learners in the group. And of course, we have no control over that. It's just statistically, that's how your audience is going to break down. So let's say that you personally, that you're a how learner, you're like me. So that's your learning style, and therefore, what that means is that will be the way that you naturally communicate. And imagine you work on your sales pitch for a week or 2 weeks, and you write it and you rewrite it and you practice until you have it down perfectly. So then you go to the event, you jump on stage with all the confidence in the world, and you deliver a great sales presentation, right? But there's one big problem, and the problem is absolutely going to limit the number of sales you're going to make. And the problem is you're a how learner. You're a how learner, and the script you worked on so hard is written in such a way that it's likely to connect mostly with the other how learners in the room. And the majority of the rest of the prospects in the room, they're not going to totally connect with your message. So that's 75% of your potential target audience right there they're not going to be able to totally connect with your message. So it can reduce the number of potential sales you make substantially, right? Substantially. And you're probably not going to be standing in a room of 100 people giving a presentation, but as marketers, you do this every day in emails, blog posts, social media, sales pages, video sales letters, webinars, all of those components of marketing. We convey our message every day in different ways. When you communicate only to connect with 25% of your market, let's say, it potentially limits your conversions substantially, right? It limits your conversions substantially. So let me give you a simple technique in a writing style that connects with 100% of your target market by communicating in a way that draws in all 4 learning styles. And I have a template for this, so you can use that as well. I'll show you at the end. And it makes it very easy because it's such an important part of your marketing. Now, one clarification that I want to make here is that I'm constantly referring to this as learning styles, as if we're teaching people something. Okay, but I don't want to confuse you with that. It's just a simple terminology. When we're marketing, we're communicating. In other words, we're conveying some information about our product or our service. So the prospect's learning style, as I'm referring to it throughout this video, it's all about how people are going to be receiving our message, how they're going to be processing it, and how they react to it. So I just wanted to make sure you were clear on that before we move forward here. We'll start by understanding what is unique about each of these learning styles. And we'll start with the why learners. Why learners want to know why. Okay, why do I need to learn this? They want to know what the outcome is going to be by them learning this. Okay, what pain are they going to avoid? Okay, so that's basically what a why learner is seeking out in this communication. And then what learners, they want to know what, of course. They want to know, what am I learning? They want to know the details. They want to know all the details, and they want to know them early on. How learners. Now, how learners want to learn by getting a procedure or getting a technique or getting step-by-step, that type of information. That's how learners want to receive their communications. And then you have the what-if learners. What-if learners, they're going to learn by doing it and seeing what happens. Okay, they're going to implement and see what happens. They don't need a lot of details. These are not the type of people that need the details. They just need the basics, and they're going to go implement, and they're going to go try it and get results. Okay, so that's what they do. Now that you know the distinct differences between these four learning styles, you can see how it's important to create your marketing and your communications in such a way that will connect with all of them. And this is very simple and straightforward. The shortcut to creating marketing that connects with all four learning styles is number one, first step, write your marketing piece, content, and etc. as you would normally write it. Then what you want to do is edit it so that you can address these important criteria. Okay, here's why you need to learn this. Of course, we're appealing to the why. Okay, here's the result you're going to get. Here's the pain you're going to avoid. Here's what it is. You want to give a concept, a story, fact, science, that sort of thing. Here's how to do it. Action steps, okay, for the what-if learners. And when you do this, you've successfully broadened your marketing potential by 75% or more. You're no longer communicating in only your style. Okay, you're giving the information that all four learning styles like to have when they're trying to process information, when they're trying to make decisions, and when you're trying to get them to take action. You're giving them the message with all of the content they need, no matter what their learning style is. Okay, so here are the points that you want to cover. And again, I have a template I'll give you for that. Another tip to remember is your prospects will best remember the beginning and the end of your content, your sales letter, whatever it is. Be a video, long form sales letter. So it's recommended that you include the four learning style techniques in both the beginning segments as well as the end segments of your letter. Remember that, because these are the pieces that they will most remember. Okay? Now I want to give you a very simple template so you can use this, and it simplifies how you can cover these criteria very easy. But first I want to show you something. I want to go back to the first couple of slides in this presentation, and I want to show you something. What you're looking at here is the content of the fourth slide I showed you when we first started. And I want you to notice the words in red, of course. Now this was very early on in the video. Remember, I told you the beginning and the end. That's the part people remember. And like the first 60 seconds, I think this was in the first 60 seconds. And I wanted to make sure I had the attention of every viewer. Thousands of people watch this video every month, so it's important to me that I communicate it to everyone. And if you're still watching the video, it must have worked, right? It must have gotten your attention. So you can see here, right here, the four learning styles in a real scenario. Like, I want to show you how to do this. Let's talk about why it's critical, what kind of impact, those kind of things. So that captures the attention of a broader and broader market. And then on the very next slide in the presentation, I had these two statements, and you can see in red here again, reinforcing the previous slide for the why, the what, and the how learners. Okay, so remember the list of criteria I just went over. It's really really important. Number one was, here's why you need to learn this. Remember that? So you can create advertising that'll connect with 100% of your market. Number two was, here's the results you're going to get. So you can increase conversions across the board. Okay, that's the result you're going to get. And number three was, here's the pain you're going to avoid. And it's implied here, but the pain is you're going to avoid getting poor conversions. Okay, and number four was what it is. Here's what it is. The learning the 4 styles so that you can advertise better. So again, you can see how these 2 short sentences right here captured those 4 elements. And again, the purpose was to get the attention of a broader and broader market. Okay, piece of the market, piece of everyone looking at this video. Again, all of us have different learning styles, so I wanted to communicate in a way that connected with as many people as I could. And here's a very simple template you can use, okay, to effectively accomplish the same type of communications in your content, the same type of stuff I just went over. It's important you learn this, okay, and here's why it's important. And if you learn it, then you're going to be able to do this, get this result. And if you don't learn it, then this could happen, the pain that you're going to avoid. Okay, and this is easy to fill in the blank, and it works for anything. Okay, it works for anything. You use this as a guide to help you structure the very beginning and the end of whatever communication it is, and it helps you ensure that you're connecting with as big of a part of that target market you're communicating with as possible. Very simple stuff. Now, at the very beginning of this video, when I started, did you recognize the 4 learning styles that worked there when I was saying it? More than likely you didn't, right? Who would? And I'm sure you've heard me say a million times that the most effective and powerful techniques in advertising and marketing, the things that make it work, are invisible to the average person. And you'll agree that this is a perfect example of this. It's very powerful. Use it in your marketing. Okay, I hope you found this video very informative. I hope you take this information and deploy it in your marketing, in your communication, in your strategies, and in your emails, because it will help you become a better marketer. I appreciate the time you committed to watching this, and I look forward to giving you more information and making more videos for you. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.